let's get started, Andy. We have your match here with Rafael Silva. I screen recorded this from the Flow Grappling website. So went on there to check. So this is a 6-minute match. Obviously, Masters Division over here. Now we get caught with a takedown right at the start of the match. And it's not really a takedown, it's just timed your guard pull very well. So we need to make sure that we keep a bit more of a distance if we watch this back again. We've got to make sure that either we're pulling from a bit further out. So if we go from here, as your level changing to go, you're reaching with your right hand, but it's going to his tricep instead of a collar grip. I would much prefer to be a lot further back, grabbing onto either cross collar grip, because you're playing collar and sleeve once you do land on the floor. Make a cross collar grip and then base on your left hand while you slide into guard, but being a lot lower. Because right now this guy has preempted that as soon as you go to reach, and again we're not grabbing this collar, we are here on the tricep. He's already level changed, grabbed a hold of that leg. So even though there's no real intention behind it, you've decided to pull guard before he's initiated a takedown. He scores his 2. So it's like, oh shit. So we have a cross sleeve grip here. Good position to be using. Now he's closing down the space. Okay, let's go back again. So he's closing down the space with his knee and his elbow. Your cross sleeve here, what I would be looking for is an underhook on the inside of the leg on this left side, rather than gripping around it or with a trouser grip, and looking to set up this omoplata / 50-50 entries on this far side. What ends up happening is he buries his weight down and then strips that grip right out. Once he's got to here, he's trying to pass around towards your left side, or your right. He's passing around towards his left. We want to block that with your right hand, but really be bringing this right foot back inside of the bicep and switching your hips to be facing the other side. You don't want to be facing with your hips on the direction the person wants to pass in. Hence why he's now able to enter straight into your half guard. And it seems as though you have either an all-in or all-out mentality here. You either want to be all the way out with your cross sleeve / collar and sleeve guard, or you want to be entering in and getting into like underhooks and half guard. We need to find something in between, an intermediate guard. Okay, this is a real good start. So he's posturing up, he's lifting you up off the ground, you've got this cross sleeve. Maybe switch into a De La Riva with this hook and think about elevating him, because anytime somebody is posturing up so much and closing their elbow in, they become one physical structure, and it's a lot easier to move. So you would be able to step on his hip and start to lift him forward to break the balance and ultimately bring him down, rather than in keeping his posture here. We do a good job of sort of threatening the triangle combo here. We start working omoplata on that left side too. Close the guard on your guy. Now we need to start breaking his balance. So rather than staying here, grab underneath. Yes, nice. We're into the same positions, but he's keeping his elbow tucked in. So we want to be stepping in the hip rather than coming to a De La Riva and create some space. This is the problem. See, it's literally from cross sleeve straight to deep half, and then he's able to react. This is a good option coming up on that sweep. He did a good balance, reacting, being athletic. This is a bit of a crazy idea to just start toe holding you. What you really want to do from this point is use this left foot to extend away in this direction while your right foot hooks in like a butterfly hook, and you would land in a perfect leg drag. He ends up sitting back and still trying to close up the toe hold. Do a great job getting up top position, scoring your 2 points for your sweep, and then starting to work into some guard passing. Now once you're here, you probably wanted to pass round over the top leg. So we go back a stage. While you had this grip over the top, this is where you would still insist on the leg drag. So your right hand would be reaching towards his bottom lapel, while your foot is then stepping behind this left knee. So this right foot, once it was freed from the toe hold, essentially just straighten out your leg and kick him towards him. You would step behind this knee and then insist passing around his guard, forcing him either A, to score the leg drag, or B, he's forced to turn away and then you take us back. What ends up happening is we go in this direction towards him. Then we're in a good position to pass, but then he recovers with that knee. You see? We wanted to close up that distance a little bit more and go for your over-under style passing. And this was real nice. This pass here, boom, jump straight through. He's stiff arming. There's a potential Kimura grip right here. The moment he stiff arms up, especially with him holding onto your sleeve, very powerful counter to the stiff arm is a Kimura grip. He's already basing up on this elbow, so it gives you the option to start entering into the back if you slide your right knee in, the crucifix if you slide your left foot in, but really everything would work off of this Kimura grip, essentially your Kimura trap right there. He turtles up. That should have been an advantage for you because you forced him to turtle. Referee's not so smart at that point. Now, we missed a good opportunity on these attacks, on attacking his back when he starts to turn. Here, if you just roll over your left shoulder, you catch him in a crucifix. You just go left knee to right knee, and you've got his arm trapped in between your legs. We don't really have the ability to put hooks inside because he's doing a good job of framing between his elbow and knee. But at the very least, we want to land outside of his legs again. So this, as soon as he starts sitting his hip, your right leg wants to land over here and just be back stepping off of him, just a big lung step. He makes his hooks, he comes into single leg X. So right now we're 2-2, should be 1-1 on advantages, it's still 1-0 to Rafael, and now he's starting to set up his single leg X. Now our feet are way too close together. He's got control over your second leg. You have control of this trouser, I believe, which is great because this is a standing leg. This is the one you want to be pulling up. But while you're here, just take a minute to breathe, relax, put your left knee on the floor, down here, post your left hand on the floor. As long as you hold on to this trouser, he won't be able to complete the sweep. Because you got to both legs, now you're going to lose this position. If you kept this trouser, it would stop him from coming up. We don't really have a good enough grip on this trouser here. And you want to be completely straightening out this right leg and turning onto your left knee to prevent him from being able to stand. What ends up happening is he just drives up onto that knee and we don't have enough torsion in your right-handed grip to pull his knee away from you. But we landed a nice grip. Here I would go shallow lasso with this left foot straight away, create some distance, or shin to shin to start off balancing him and moving his knee towards the ground, and then attacking this omoplata. Surprise, surprise. He gets his 2, we're back to 4-2. Now the pressure's back on us to score. At this point he's blowing, he's like, oh my god, doesn't know what's going on, and really needs to work. And really, I think he's thinking about stalling at this point. We get some nice collar and sleeve grips. We've got a shin to shin on this side, so we need to be off balance in this knee. Move into more of a knee slice, which is well countered by this knee driving over you, just putting loads of pressure. When you feel that, start to hit your knee slice and really kick with this right leg. But we need more sleeve control to be breaking this posture and pulling his sleeve or his hand towards your shoulder. We lose that sleeve grip, we readjust, we get back to the sleeve, and in. Exactly. Collar and sleeve here. Lasso, shallow lasso over here, shoot the omoplata right away. Just got to pull that up into your armpit, punch it back towards the other direction. We also have your deep De La Riva, potentially. He has got his heel connected to his butt very well, but there's an option for that. Yes, definite omoplata now that his elbow is away from his body. I would start to reach inside his leg and change the grip from your right to your left once you'd made an underhook here, and then you could have attacked the omoplata / rolled over this shoulder coming up on top to the sort of inverted knee on belly position. Here we're thinking let's just sweep and come up, but because you have no control over his leg, he is able to retreat. You see? So if you want to score that sweep, when you're coming up here, release your right-handed grip towards this trouser. Get a hold of that so then he can't stand back up on that leg, and then you'd have been able to complete the sweep. Now, if this hand was inside the leg, we'd have had a good shot of attacking this omoplata and throwing him forward. So you want to reach inside, making an underhook on his knee, and then you want to create a sort of parallel line with the person to be able to throw him in this direction over here. This is either, if you close his elbow, you start throwing this right leg over this calf to move into a matrix or a 50-50. There are a lot of different options that you can look at once he starts countering your omoplata, but the omoplata has to be a good enough threat to be able to attack all of those other things. Boom. He advances completely to here. So again, this is what I was talking about earlier, where there's no in between. It's sort of like collar and sleeve or cross sleeve with feet on the hips, to him entering in right away to like a deep half guard, a very close half guard situation. So we need something in between all of that, blocking on your right side, because it's the right side he keeps passing to. Whether that's a lasso first, I would definitely recommend entering into a shallow lasso. We want to have a little bit more of a reversed De La Riva to maintain some distance or some sort of a knee shield, because we're trying to enter straight into deep half, or trying to get underneath this leg, and then he's just closing and putting loads of pressure through this arm. He's burying his head on your chest. We went for that sweep earlier where we almost threw him over our head, but now he's got way too much weight on us with this crossface. You do a great job here recovering. This is a pretty bad position to get back from, so well done there. Good job keeping your cool. You recover. Free that right foot right away, step that past his body. You've got a good lasso position here, exactly. These are your chances to start to work. We're both getting a bit tired now. We come up to the 3-minute mark, so we're halfway in. Yeah, this is where we really want to start working for either a scissor sweep towards your left side or an omoplata on that arm, because you've got real good control with this guard. Okay, we're going cross sleeve again. Yeah. Here you have the same scenario as before. See how he's sat on his hips? You can come up on top with this roll over the shoulder, like a little backward roll over this direction, or you can literally just control his trouser post and technical stand up. So same scenario. But he's doing a real good job of keeping his elbow tucked on the inside of his knee the entire time. So then it's real hard for you to get working on the sweeps that you're looking for. And boom, he advances straight over again. The knee is stuffed right inside. Think of your guard passing. He needs to move up from ankle to knee to hip line. What's happening here is your knee is going right through the leg. So we don't have a knee shield with this leg. We don't have a shin to shin. We don't have any feet on the hips. And then he's going straight into, boom, pressure. Now, the real issue here was head positioning. When you are turning to the inside, here, if we slow this down very closely, your head stays on the other side of his body rather than entering in towards this side, which then could have given him some trouble. Considering that his head drops right next to yours, you're in loads of trouble now. And then this is a very difficult position to come back from. He does a good job putting his weight through, and boom, it's into the guard pass. Now, in terms of this scenario, the real issue here is nothing from that point, because once you get there, it's very tough to recover. You could have tried to push his leg back inside of your half guard, but the real issue here has been apparent through the whole match is this intermediate point between collar and sleeve long distance guards and him closing the distance immediately to a tight half guard or a deep half guard grabbing underneath his leg. We do a very good job recovering there. We have some lapel. There's a potential worm guard option if you want to go down that route as well. That would make your guard a lot harder to pass because, again, we're putting barriers in the way. And this is essentially all you need at this point is some barriers between in guard and boom, smashed. You see he's gone straight through again. See how he's stuffing your left knee or your right knee inside of his legs? We want that either as a knee shield. You see that leg should be retracted all the way back so you could keep a reverse De La Riva. And then he's switching into a lung step again, scores a good pass. Right now we're probably getting a bit tired as well. It's coming down to the last minute of the match. So the fatigue is setting in. Yeah, we've got to work with that knee shield. We need to recover that right leg right away. Yeah, from here we just want to come out of position. So while you've got that cross sleeve grip, you want to come out of the half guard and just reset to sort of a sitting guard. This is a nice job putting them into close guard, but again, with 40 seconds left, he's going to be happy to sit on top of your close guard. We've got to get him moving at this point, maybe working with some collar drags. He moves away again, he's disengaging. Same guard pass here, his head drops down again. So we need either a frame in the way, so those hands blocking the head from coming towards that side, or better head position in the first place. And then from here, it's pretty tough to come back from. The moment he scores those first 3 points, and we were down 7, because he had the 4-2, and then we were down 7-2, then we're already in a lot of trouble because it's so hard to come back from a 5-point deficit. You either need to sweep and pass, and then either go knee on belly back take. So you've got to have some crazy transition come, or you've got to be able to submit him. So we either need to work on, well, the first thing with the most priority is introducing a intermediate guard where as he's on his way to passing, we have something of preventing, whether that's a delahiva and an off balancing first, then enter inside of his legs, or whether it's a lasso to create some distance to recover, or whether it's some version of lapel guard that will slow people like this down because he is quite explosive. Then the second part is having a submission that you can fall back on, whether it be sort of like a Kimura trap type thing, like a Taraka Plata style, because that's sort of the guards that you're ending in a lot. Is the guy's getting a good crossface on this side. You can start working into some straight arm lock to arm bar, Kimura trap type sequences as well. That would add in really nicely, and then also make your guard a lot more dangerous. So yeah, those are the main things from the match. One, find something in between your collar and sleeve and the half guard. 2, get yourself a submission in between that half guard. And 3, let's get looking at some more options from your cross sleeve. So creating some distance, entering inside of his leg instead of controlling the trouser, and attacking some omoplatas. Thanks, Andy.